think you're helping, but what if your help is holding your loved ones back? In this episode, I'm asking a hard question. Are we supporting growth of the next generation? Or are we unconsciously replaying old patterns we've inherited and perpetuating ancestral stories? Welcome to Unbox the podcast. I'm Sahar Palmer, your intuitive life mentor and guide to conscious living. This season is about the power of your story. Before I begin, I'd like to apologize for the delay in releasing this episode. One of my cats developed lymphoma cancer rather suddenly, and that threw me a curveball. My attention went to looking after him, making sure he's supported and comfortable. Today, we're looking at a story that plays out silently in many families, especially when love gets tangled with control. Let me take you straight to it. I once found myself giving my niece endless advice. She's the middle child of my brother's family, and I was concerned about her coping since his death. I meant well. I was trying to help her avoid mistakes, save time, do things right. Every time she brought something up, I'd jump in with a suggestion or a warning or words of wisdom. She's a holistic therapist too, so I was especially focused on guiding her as much as I could. Eventually, we started arguing. I got frustrated and I said, "But I have so much to share with you." She gave up, she went poof and walked away and casually said, "Oh, well then, write a book." I was so surprised at her response that I laughed, but it stayed with me. She wasn't rejecting me, she was asking for space. I stepped out of the rescuer role and yes, I wrote not just one book, but several. That's when I realized it doesn't matter how loving your intention is. If you don't let others find their own footing, they're never going to get to feel their own strength or feel empowered. More than that, younger people are us, or what we were, in evolution. We can't clone them in our image by what we think our truth is. Otherwise, there'll be no progress, no growth when we cancel their unique way of perceiving and living in the world. Let's talk about inherited roles and any invisible harm we might be causing. This is rather common in families. You're not wrong for caring, but caring without awareness can become control. We repeat what we saw. We take on roles: the helper, the fixer, the peacemaker, the one who knows. These roles are often unconscious. We're not aware that we're doing them, but that's the problem. Because when we act from inherited patterns, we confuse love with interference. And it gets worse when we can't separate ourselves emotionally. The more invested you are, the harder it is to remain objective. But objectivity is what allows wisdom to come through. It lets you respond appropriately and not react. So how do we check ourselves? Let's explore that through the BIMA methodology. First, ask yourself, am I overreacting here? Let's look at how that plays out through the 4 dimensions of change. First, we have the body. When you're around this person, are you tense? Do you feel a need to fix or jump in? Notice where that urge lives in you. That's the signal. The second dimension is emotions. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid will happen if you don't help them? What will they suffer? Fail? Reject you? Such emotions are often inherited fears. They're more to do with you, your fears, than it is to do with them. The third dimension is the mind. What story are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself they need me? or I'm older, I know better, or if I don't guide them, they will get lost. That story, again, might be more about you than them. Check your own self worth. Are you enough? And the fourth dimension is accountability to action. Ask yourself, am I creating space for their growth or am I stepping into it? Supporting someone means letting them make the move. Wanting to control a situation or a person is about our fear of coping with the unexpected, not theirs. And this is the cost of not stepping back. If we don't update these patterns, we do real harm. We accidentally send a message that says, I don't trust you to figure this out, you're not capable, or let me handle it. And what happens? They start believing it. You start developing a codependent relationship. It weakens your self esteem and theirs. It delays growth, yours and theirs, and it damages the relationship. You end up stuck in a loop of giving advice that isn't heard, feeling resentful, maybe even rejected, that you're having no impact. That's the karmic pattern, if you like. You create the very dynamic that you were trying to avoid. And here's the truth: every generation has its own path. This is important. Your younger loved ones, your children, your nieces, nephews, your students, your co-workers, they are not you. If your partner left you, theirs might not. If your parent abandoned you, theirs might not. Their path isn't your path. Their generation is not your generation. And their values and the perspective of how they see their lives does not match yours. And it doesn't mean that they're wrong. It means they're part of a different cycle, a different wave of evolution, a different way of thinking. Even generations have their own rhythm, their own energy, and purpose. Purpose in our collective human evolution. Trying to copy and paste your version of life onto them, it's not going to work. So, what does real support look like? Support isn't directing. Support is listening, trusting, and letting go of the outcome so they can figure it out. You can plant a seed and let it grow in its own time. Real support says, I believe in your ability. I'm here for you if you want to talk. I trust your judgment. What might be even more important is they need to hear you say, I don't know what the answer is, but I'm sure you'll find it. That's what helps them develop their inner compass, their inner guidance. And that's how they build confidence and learn to trust themselves and their abilities to navigate life with or without you. This way, you will be empowering them. And what about you? You grow too. You become more flexible and you learn to hold the space without trying to fix anything all the time. You see things from a perspective beyond your own. Now that's wisdom. And that's what love becomes when it matures. By the way, if you're curious about developing your own inner guidance, not to give you advice, but to live more intuitively, I've just released a new ebook. And also an audio course is upcoming, and it's called Unbox Your Psychic Potential. It's designed to demystify intuition, to teach practical tools, and to help the next generation become self-guided. I'm really passionate about that. Whether you're starting or returning to your inner abilities, to your intuitive gifts, this is for you. So please check out my website, saharhuneidi.com, under the online growth page. One last thought. We walk a tightrope sometimes between caring and controlling. But you don't have to walk it alone. If you've been feeling the pull to fix, please stop. Take a pause. Ask yourself, am I helping or am I holding them back? Give your loved ones the gift of their own learning. Let them fall, rise, and find their way. That's how they develop their resilience. They're not here to repeat your life. They're not here to download your wisdom. They're here to develop their own so they can write their own story. That's what self empowerment is. So let's stop rewriting our past through them and start rewriting our own patterns for the sake of everyone's growth. Rewrite your story, reclaim your power. I'm Sahar Hunidi Palmer. This is Unbox the podcast, inspiring you to rewrite your story and reclaim your power. Don't forget to subscribe on Spotify, Apple, Ghana, Deezer, Podchaser, whatever platform you're listening from. And if this episode resonated, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Keep unboxing, and I'll see you next week.